Greetings, everyone. It is a true privilege to be here with you in celebration of our nation's 250th birthday. I grew up in South Carolina, the daughter of two college-educated parents who actually grew up picking cotton, my mother in Louisiana and my father as a sharecropper in South Carolina. And they had one real big vision for their children, and that is that we would graduate from college and become contributing members of society. And so when I completed my PhD in cultural anthropology, it was a time for great celebration. And at my graduation party, my father raised his glass for a toast to my discipline and hard work in earning this PhD. And then he looked at me and he said, "Now you know, daughter, there's still time for you to go to law school." I mean, after all, what was I to do with this degree in the anthropology of religion? Well, I would say that religion has been such an incredible field of study because religion answers so many questions. It's been rewarding. It answers questions about war and economics and politics, climate logics and punishment and justice. You name the issue, and religion is often the silent undercurrent or the loud, bombastic force in the background. And so for a few minutes today, I want to talk with you about religion. The first line of the First Amendment of the Constitution, it reads, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof." As an anthropologist, I've learned many lessons through my years of research and study. And those lessons to me can be boiled down into one simple lesson, and that is we can wield religion to incite harm, or we can wield religion to inspire hope. Religion, with its hierarchies, its chosenness, its sacred geographies, its blessed and cursed peoples, can incite the worst of human compulsions towards war and dehumanization and oppression. And at the very same time, religion can inspire us towards hope and our very highest ideals. At the signing of the Declaration of Independence was a time of great celebration for freedom, and yet freedom coexisted alongside slavery. And it led Frederick Douglass to declare, "What to the slave is the 4th of July? The 4th of July is yours, not mine. It is cause for you to rejoice, but for me to mourn." He recognized that as a nation, we have a truly tortured history, but that history is not one just based on race and racial oppression. It's a history that's informed by religion and religious ideals. You see, religion formed the very scaffolding, the very foundation of our racial myths. And slave-holding religion used those myths to decide between inferior and superior people. And so Douglass proclaimed that slave-holding religion was the climax of all misnomers, the boldest of all frauds, and the grossest of all libels. He said that between the Christianity of Christ and the Christianity of this world, he recognized the widest possible difference, so wide that to believe one is good, pure, and holy is of necessity to reject the other as bad, corrupt, and wicked. He said to be friends with one necessitated you be the enemy of the other. Frederick Douglass, however, was a part of a group of abolitionists who had a very different view of the world. Their work led to not only emancipation, but to the building of colleges and universities for formerly enslaved persons. And Transcendentalists and Unitarian Universalists helped lay the foundation for our understanding of interreligious dialogue. People like Frederick Douglass, Lydia Marie Child, William Lloyd Garrison, John Brown had roots right here in Massachusetts. But their work didn't stop with emancipation. When they built schools for formerly enslaved persons, white missionaries from the North moved south to help establish many of these colleges. My alma mater, Spelman College, was founded by two white women missionaries from right here in Massachusetts in 1881, Sophia Packard and Harriet Giles. But it didn't stop there. Transcendentalists and Unitarian Universalists really pushed society to be more open and accepting of other religious traditions because they wanted us to understand that we have a shared humanity, regardless of whether we worship in churches, in mosques, in synagogues, in temples, in shrines, or whether we practice no religion at all. And while these seeds of the liberating faith were not perfect, they certainly invoked the ideals of freedom and equality so that all people, regardless of race or religious background, could have an opportunity in these United States of America. At Harvard Divinity School, where I serve as dean, we celebrate this type of diversity. Our vision, our grand vision, is that we research and teach the varieties of religion in service of a just world at peace across religious and cultural divides. Our school represents more than 35 different faith traditions. And one thing that we really want to do at HDS is prepare leaders who can really hold this grand experiment together, this grand vision of a multiracial, multi-religious democracy. As Margaret Walker would say, she's one of my favorite poets, she says, we must learn to fashion a world that can hold all of the people, all of the faces, all of the Adams and the Eves and their countless generations. Because if we want to live in this world that the founders established, this country, this multiracial, multi-religious democracy, then we truly have to develop leaders, lawyers, scientists, engineers, teachers, business and civic leaders who hold a deep and abiding respect for humanity at the center, at the very center of their work. We, as a country, are at a crossroads. War is constantly humming. Social and economic inequality is growing. And technological advances are creating possibilities for good and for harm far beyond our wildest imaginations. And so today, more than ever, we must choose to have leaders who are more connected to our humanity, who see the imago Dei in each and every one of us. Now, I'm a born and bred, dyed-in-the-wool South Carolinian from the Palmetto State, where our motto is, while I breathe, I hope. And I know that Massachusetts has been on the forefront of making this country a more just and a more free nation. And I yet hope that if we work hard, continue to work hard, and lean into the type of faith that liberates, we will indeed fashion a world that can hold all of the people, all of the faces, all of the Adams and the Eves, and their countless generations for the next 250 years and beyond. Thank you.